This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Behind the Couch. Today's episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters, Ghost Pants and Sponge Boy, and it's Ghost Pants' recommendation. Ghost Pants requested another DIY video for you guys, and so today that is exactly what we are doing. We have a lot of DIY projects to go through, so let's just get right on through it, shall we? So, a couple of things. If you are watching this on Patreon, you're getting this 2 weeks before YouTube does, along with the previses to any potential films that we're doing, as well as bloopers and bonus features. If you're not a Patreon member, consider supporting us because we use that money to fund these projects as well as being able to get to do more stuff, so that's really nice. With that said, today's episode we're going to be putting up a shelf. We learned our lesson from the last shelf that we put up with Gabe, and that is we need to pre-drill the brackets into the shelf. I know my dad commented saying something about pre-drilling into the wall. My problem is every time I've done that, I've been misaligned and then it doesn't work out the way I want it to. We're going to be looking at the Lego table as one of our projects here. We want to be able to clear off this space as much as possible. Part of it is that we got another Lego set we got to build or put back to build for the third time. We got another one that needs a little bit of repair so that it can be displayed, and then we have another one that also needs to be displayed. This box is full of other Legos that need to get sorted, but part of the sorting process is we sort things by color. This is a hardware drawer that was picked up by Lowe's, recommended by my mother. Hi Mom, how are you? What's really cool about this, on the back of this has the two little pegs that we need to be able to hang this on the wall. So let me show you what that looks like. Basically, these are designed so that way if you put a nail in the wall, you have a larger hole for the nail to fit in, and then it lines up over here. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple nails in the wall so that way we can be able to hang this up, and this is now off the table, giving us more table space. Now, this leads us back to the 3D printers. Now, I got some stuff in the mail. So first off, we have a new roll of filament right here. So when it comes to the Boba Fett commission, we'll be going back to that fairly shortly. We don't have enough on the pink roll to be able to print out the next piece of the Boba jetpack, but we have enough to be able to maybe 3D print some sorting solutions to the rest of the room, and we got new belts for the printer, so hopefully once these are installed, we'll get better line quality and the layer shifting will be non-existent. It's going to take some finesse, it's going to take some thinking, but I think with enough time and enough effort and the willpower, I think we'll be able to produce something that'll be really, really cool, really, really organized, and get things off the tables, off the floors, and onto the walls. Alright, so the battery died, so now I need to find the charger for the battery, which I haven't seen for a hot minute. Okay, so it's not in any of the boxes out here. So the next place I can look are the boxes inside the studio. And then there's the off chance it's at my grandmother's house. Problem is I can't remember the last time I used it. Taking it to armor build parties to charge my battery. I've taken it to... I know there's one point where I was sanding stuff continuously, so I would literally put the sander... I'd put the battery on the charger, sand it by hand for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, take the battery off, use the power sander for about 10-20 minutes, and then rinse and repeat. So I really don't know what to do. And I've been meaning to buy a spare. The only problem is they're expensive as hell. The next best thing I can do is use maybe John's drill, because I'm going to have to get a charger or else my drill, both my saws and my sander are useless. And I probably do need to go get a pack, like a battery pack or something. Alright, we're using my grandpa's drill. Moving on. Oh, you know what it is? It's because we drilled them in an angle at the freaking... So this is what we did. We drilled in the screws after putting up the brackets.
have this kind of keyhole looking thing right here. And so what we did was we drilled this in first, this hole, and then did this second, when we should have done this one first, because what we could do is we could just try to fit it in and then slide it down, which I think I might have put some of these a little too low. Yeah! See, this is what I wanted to avoid, but it doesn't look like I get a choice. See, the screws are too long, so it's ended up happening. Try to brighten the light a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so now for me, it's not a big deal, but basically, it's pushing through the wood, and we have this chippage. But because the shelf is so high and it's on top, no one's going to see it. I'm probably gonna get more flack for the fact that this one bracket is silver and the rest are not black, because I don't care. We'll make this look like a Star Wars shelf one day, but today is not that day. The goal is to take it and then mark here where the holes are gonna go, or just a little bit above it, so I can pre-screw in the screws, hang it on, and then bop, 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 bop. And hopefully that'll work. Behold, my stuff. My mistake here was I used a drill bit that is a little too big for these screws, so the screws want to slide out. So now I'm trying to put in the wall anchors, but I don't have a big enough hole, so now I need to go get a bigger drill bit. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect, 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 perfect. And then, you know what? Maybe one of the things that we could 3D print is a new drawer, because I'm missing a hardware drawer. Does this have like a name or anything on it that I can like Google? I'm gonna go do some research and figure out how to get the belts and put them into the printer. Okay, so to explain what the situation is, the belt that I bought doesn't come with the cinched brass pieces right here, and that basically lets it hold it in place. Now, what I do have are zip ties, so I'm gonna cut this to length. I'm gonna fold the edges in on themselves, and then I'm gonna zip tie them together, snip the longer part off the zip tie, and then hopefully it should stay in place. What? When did we lose that? Hold up. That might be part of the problem right there. We got a whole freaking screw missing. So there's supposed to be a long screw right here, and it's not there. Because here's one. So that literally could have just been the problem to the layer shifting. It may not even be the belt. I'm still gonna replace the belt just for the overall health of the thing, but damn. I'm like actually mad at myself. Like, how did I manage that?
I have another little container of these, but of like silver screw pieces, like a miscellaneous of a bunch of different sizes. So I don't know where those are because I leave everything literally in this mess of my 3D printing stuff. So I don't know what I did. Oh, there they are.
Where the f is the Oh, there it is.
Basically made this little cinch to keep it in place in replacement of the copper. So, normally, I'd have this light on top of the camera, except for I was messing around with this and broke the mount. Now, luckily, I could just 3D print a new one, but that leads to the second problem of the day. Drawer didn't print like we initially intended to, so it kind of decided not to work. Now, I have a couple theories about this. Frankly, Bill posted a video about like troubleshooting problems, whatever. And so one of the things which I think is the problem with both of my printers as of yet is that it's a print bed leveling issue, because the issue here, as you can see, is all of this gappage in between the different layers. This is supposed to be the bottom. This is supposed to be smooth to an extent. And then obviously this is the top. But if we were to take it down on here, you can see that it likes to curl upward. There's two things that I think the problem is. Number one, the print bed may not be clean enough. That could very well be the problem. But number two, is it could be cooling too quickly, and I really don't have a solution for that. What I'm going to do is turn on this heater because it's cold in here, which may be a link to the curling issue. It gets too cold and then all of a sudden this cools too quickly and then curls upward, or it's just a leveling issue. Okay, so now I've gone and re-leveled the bed. The only issue is that we still have this issue of the right side being too close to the nozzle. I'm not entirely sure how to fix that. I'm frankly too afraid to change up the bed. I'm trying to find any or at all signs that it may be the bed itself, just not at the proper level. So right now, hopefully it sticks to the bed, it finishes the print, and we get to move on